What up, everybody? Welcome back. We've been hiding for like the last few months. I feel like I've been hiding. Been doing like one video every few weeks or something, it seems like. Yeah, I've got some stuff in the works. Just need to find time to sit down and throw some things together for you guys. But I apologize yet again. I'm super sorry. I'm not going anywhere. Even if you see me take these long breaks, I'm not going anywhere. I'm doing this. It may not be the month of freedom for MRE Motorsports, so we're not posting a video a day. We don't have that kind of time, and we don't have that kind of money. Anyways, we're out here today. We're messing with the Bloodstang. We've got Streetcar Takeover Kansas City kickoff party coming up this weekend. We normally take the boost knuckle to Streetcar Takeover and run the 650 index class with it. We're not doing that this time. Justin and the guys from Streetcar Takeover have added a kind of street 530 index class. This thing runs 530s, like it's about as fast as it goes. We've gone 20s a few times, but this thing likes to live in the 30s. We made a few changes to go faster, but we're not gonna go faster this week. The goal is to run a 530 index class, hopefully go a few rounds, kind of show this car off and where it shines best. This car will go 530s relatively easy. So I made a couple changes. We ended up changing the hot side on the VS 80mm turbo that we put on here. Used to have a 128 AR exhaust housing. Varen sent us the 144 to try out on it to hopefully try and go faster than our PB of a 522. I'm kind of thinking we were running into some back pressure issues with the 128 housing up there around that boost level we were playing with to get it to go 520s. Hopefully this will get us there to get us to run a teen, bottom teen. Everything on the front half of the track is there to go a mid-teen, but I think we were running into issues with the hot side. And then we also ended up putting travel limiters on the car now. The front shocks, we run them full tight on compression and rebound, and it's still not enough to keep the front end down. So the front end just comes up pretty, I won't say it comes up fast, but it comes up faster than I want, and I can't adjust it anymore. So we're kind of limited on that. So I went ahead, I put travel limiters on it. Brad over at Vasco Speed whipped up some brackets and stuff for me. So we threw those on the car. I don't even know where to start with this, mainly because the rear suspension setup in this car is set up to work with the way this car transfers and how fast it comes up. So as long as the track prep's good, it should work okay. I've got it pretty much tied all the way down. Like there's no movement in the front suspension upward. Mainly tomorrow, or mainly this weekend, what I want to try and do is I want to go to 530 as easily as possible. So I want to get the front half as good as I can, and I want to be able to do it with minimal amounts of boost. So that's the goal for this weekend, is to try and go 530s with as little power as possible. It will normally run 530s on like 22 pounds. I think it's 22 pounds. So I think it's 20 pounds of dome. We'll go 530s. And I think it ends up being like 22 pounds. Anyways, I've got to get it back together, change the oil. We got to clean up the rig, get it washed up. Got to swap a toolbox on the back of it, get the ruckus loaded up, get the trailer loaded up, get them all washed and everything, because we got to leave tomorrow morning to go out and help set up the Vasco Speed and Performance booth. And we should start qualifying like mid-late afternoon. So I think it's late afternoon, early evening. But anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. See you guys out at Streetcar Takeover kickoff party. We're out here, Streetcar Takeover kickoff party. Got a bunch of cars out here, but they're doing a private test session here this morning or this afternoon, and then they'll get into some details later on this evening for the normal race stuff, qualifying and all that. But Brad's getting the limiters put on his car because we're gonna try and keep it from doing wheelies just like we are with the Mustang. What you doing down there, Brad?
Oh, he's putting the limiters on for some radial racing.
Oh boy. You afraid he's gonna do a wheelie or something? The old F100. This thing is sick. We did all the QA1 stuff. Working on the twin turbo Coyote kit here. Custom headers. This thing's gonna be neat. We gotta put vintage air and stuff on the truck. Cool thing is most all the interior stock. Got some Dakota Digital gauges that look stock. And then all the QA1 goodness back here. All right, so we just got done with the driver's meeting. We're getting called up to go make our first round of qualifying. It's not really a qualifying pass for the 530 index, but it's basically just test passes. So we've got the travel limiters all the way tight. There's no up movement on it. So as long as the rear suspension does what it's supposed to do, it should separate, drive the tire into the ground, and keep the front end down. So anyways, we'll get up there and make this pass, and hopefully it's a good one. All right, so we got that first pass out of the way, and I'm just sitting here getting ready to put the SD card in the laptop, but I think I dropped it. Oh man, stand by. So at this point in the video, my camera died. All the video we have from this day is just passes. And this was day 1 of Streetcar Takeover, where it was just qualifying passes 1 and 2. On the first pass there, you saw that we were in a 535 off the trailer against a 532, I think is what Joe Thomas ran in the Malibu wagon there. That was a pretty standard tune-up for me. The car did leave a lot better with the front end being tied down. You could tell the front end stayed down, the back came up, separated, did what it was supposed to do. All right, and so on the second pass here, this was our second qualifier for the day, which was Friday night. We raced another local guy who's got an international pickup truck. I believe it used to be like a supercharged, like a Whipple supercharged LS, maybe. Maybe it was a Coyote back then. I just always thought it was an LS car or truck. But now it's got a twin turbo Coyote in it. Thing's super fast. I think I've seen the truck go 490s or something. So he was slowing it down quite a bit to run in this class. Super nice guy. But we actually had some issues on the starting line where the bump didn't want to work. The first pass I was able to bump in. This pass I was bumping in, and just like it wasn't responding very well. I really need to dial in the bump on this thing, and I think that was just a lot of it. I think I just need to dial it in, because if I change launch RPM, it obviously affects how it bumps in, so I really need to zero in on the tune-up for the starting line stuff. But we ran Tom, I think Tom is his name if I remember right, but anyways, so on this second pass, same tune-up, I didn't change anything. I really just wanted to see, because the air had gotten better throughout the day, I really wanted to see from the first pass where it went a 35 to this pass, I really wanted to see what the difference was going to be as far as mainly just weather changes. And the car backed up. It ran the exact same 60 foot as it did the first pass, but it was a 123 with a 4, if I remember right, on both these passes. Yeah, so it ran a 529 with a 3 on this pass. If this would have been elimination rounds, we'd have been done. But it just showed me that this tune-up was pretty well spot on. It went a 35 and a 29, back-to-back, no changes, same launch RPM, same launch boost. On these first couple passes, I left the launch boost the same, and we were able to leave on like 15 pounds of boost, which the car's normally never been able to do because it normally wants to try and climb the ring gear. So day 1's over. At this point, we're going to get one more qualifier. So we're supposed to get 3 qualifiers. We'll get one more qualifier, and then we'll go into eliminations. I went ahead and skipped the 3rd qualifier because I knew the car was going to run what I wanted it to run. It was mainly just going to be a battle to the stripe with the guy next to me. So we skipped that. And what you're going to see now is this is going to be our first round of eliminations. We went up against some guy. I think he was from Minnesota or something. He was from another state. I've never seen this truck before, but I'm pretty sure he made quite the drive to come down here to this race. And he'd actually come over and talk to me after this pass. He kind of pretty much told me, he's like, man, we threw the kitchen sink at this thing to try and get it to run down there where you were running, and ended up blowing a charge pipe off. I lifted and it went like a 543 because I looked over my shoulder a couple times, saw he wasn't there. I couldn't hear him, so I went ahead and got out of the gas early, and the car coasted like a 543 at like 107. All right, so now we've made it on to second round, and we're racing another local guy. Super nice guy, beautiful car. It's like a new Edge Mustang. It's got I think it's blown, but it's a super fast car. I'd watched him make a couple passes. From what I could tell, it was like a bottom 40 car, so I knew I could beat him to the stripe, but I also knew I had to tree him. At this point, it's starting to cool off. I knew the tune-up was going to have the same outcome as it did last night, where the car went faster. It went from a 35 to a 29. I knew it had the ability to go at least a 29. I beat myself is really what I did. And well, let me just watch the pass. Tell me what you think. So he ran a 43, we ran a 34. I actually lifted early. I could hear him out of my left ear, but I couldn't visually see him. And when I dumped him, I think I dumped him just a hair too early, and he just barely clipped me at the stripe. We out 60 footed him, we out 330'd him. Like we had him covered. If I wouldn't have got out of it when I did, the car probably would have won a 29. But I could have gave myself just a hair more on it to try and cut that 30, and I maybe would have just clipped him and we could have got the win, but we went out second round. Anyways, that was our evening for Streetcar Takeover. We had a really good time. We're just thankful that we get races like this, and I'm glad that the guys from Streetcar Takeover have added the 530 index class. I think a cool class, which me and Red Hat Scotty just recently had talked about this, but I think a cool class would be like a Baby Gangsters class, which could be like a 590 index class. Streetcar Takeover does do their 650 index. I feel like some of them used to do a 6.0 index. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think like a cool 590 index class, that would be pretty neat for some cars. It would make it a cool class for the boost knuckle for sure. That way I don't have to slow that thing down to run 650s. Anyways, overall, a great time. We had a lot of fun and got to see some really good racing. Like I said in the beginning of this video, we're not going anywhere. I've been really not consistent with my videos. I need to get better about it, but I swear every time I get around to doing videos, something comes up and it just really puts me behind schedule. So I'll try and get better about it. But until then, guys, thanks for watching. Keep following along. Comment, like, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.